Depending on what city that you're in, some cities will be more active than others in terms of car culture or the car scene. Something like Houston, Texas, New York, California, Florida, all pretty big car states and cities as far as activity going on with car cultures, car meets, and all that, car shows. So that's if you're in in an area that has a lot going on with their car scene, this will be well suited for you. And if not, this can still potentially work for you. But there's things called car forums, and basically it's just a place where everyone from the city, from the state that has a specific car or model will go on these forums and just talk about cars. Now the great thing is that everyone that's on those forums are gonna be within your city and are gonna have are a bit more into cars than your typical person because they're just talking with other car people. So one thing you can do is just go online and search for something like car forum your city. So if you were in New York, if you were in San Antonio, if you were in Dallas, all you would type in is car forums Dallas. Now you're gonna have specific city or state forums. So here we have Dallas Fort Worth Auto Club. And as you can see, it's just the Dallas Fort Worth area, and they are just talking everything about cars. Now, the cool thing is that these forums sometimes, and I think most of the time, have some type of sponsorship where you can pay them a X amount per month, and they will have your business listed on their forum under the paid sponsorship section. And that's really great because if that forum is very active, if it gets a good amount of traffic, and if you are posting consistently, you can get a quite bit of traction from this because this is a localized area, localized forum with people that are into cars. And if you're consistently posting some write-ups, some how-tos, just answering people's questions, you'll start to be seen a lot more on that forum, and you'll start to be that that local detailer guy that everyone asks questions for when it comes to details. So what I recommend is that, again, go to your city and type in car forums Dallas, car forums New York, whatever city or state that you're in, and see if they have a specific forum for your area or perhaps a specific maker model. Because what will also happen is maybe there's not a specific city forum, but there might be a specific make or model forum. So for instance, it may be, Porsche.com or PorscheForums.com, but there'll be a subsection for your city or for your region or for your state. Maybe it's, South, maybe it's the state, maybe it's the city, but a subsection and not the specific forum. Now, that's all great, but the main part is being consistent and active on the forums. So like I said, it's going to be do very detailed write-ups, be very active with the community as far as posting comments and replying to others, or making how-to videos and articles and posting it on the forum. You can either pay for a sponsorship, which they'll, you pay them 100, 200, however much it is, depending on the type of forum that it is. And you can easily just post as much as you want. You can post, actual ads of your own to say, hey, look, I offer these services, come pay me. But if you're not paying for sponsorship, they're not going to really allow that because, if you're going to make money, they're going to want you to pay for that. But what you can also do is, like I said, post detailed write-ups and how-tos without selling anything, but just be that guy that knows everything about detailing. Now, a cool trick is that in your signature, you can put your business details. That way they can contact you. And they won't tell you, I don't think they'll tell you anything about having your details in the signature. But if you put that and you're consistently posting, people will see that and people will click through and go to your website or perhaps give you a call or text. So definitely look at the signature and just put your own details. Again, if you're not paying for sponsorship, you don't blast out your services, but in the signature you could put your details, and if you're posting consistently, you're adding a lot of value, people will see it and potentially will call and text you. The next thing that you can do is sponsor local car clubs. It's going to be the exact same concept where a car club, let's say, it's a truck club, and they meet every Monday or meet once a month or whatever it may be. But this truck club goes to car meets, they go on cruises, and they're just actively in the car scene. Now, what you can do is also perhaps pay them if they have that type of program going on. Maybe it's a kind of a more established club or it's a pretty big club, and You can pay them. You can pay the group X amounts in order to sponsor them. You can sponsor them by giving them some type of free details. You can sponsor them by just like supplying something when they need it for some events or something. But the cool thing is that, again, these are groups of people that are in a car club, truck club, whatever it may be. You pay the money and then you have access to them. And if you're hyperactive with them by building relationships, telling them what you do, letting them know that you offer these services and that you'll give it to them at a discount because you're their sponsors, something like that. But if you can if you can be real active with them, they can really amplify your message because it's most likely going to be a few sponsors. It's easy to build a relationship with them. Clearly show their work, perhaps give them one good detail for like a very high discounted price so they can see what your work, and just have them amplify your business and just make them tell everyone, and let them help you out because you're helping them out by sponsoring their club. That doesn't necessarily mean they themselves are going to pay, which they probably will. Some will reach out to you and ask for your services, but more so is build that relationship and that rapport and that loyalty where you're helping that club out. So in return, they'll help you out and just spread your word because you're their sponsor. Perhaps they can put your logo on their shirt or on their banner when they go out to clubs, to car meets or car shows. Going in the local space of forums and car clubs is a very beneficial method to gain customers. You perhaps probably have to spend money to get customers through the forums. You can probably just talk to some car clubs and say, hey, look, if I do a free detail in exchange for for sponsorship, can we work something out? So you don't necessarily have to go through paying or the method that they're talking about that they have that you have to pay to sponsor, but you can work something out. But it's about being hyperactive, being consistent, and being very active, whether you are on the forums or with a car club. This is a very, very effective method to get customers. So look for a local car forum, see if they offer sponsorships, see how much it costs. Aside from that, start posting consistently on the forums. Make some detailed how-to write-ups, some detailed write-ups on some details you've been doing. So take a lot of before and afters, write it out nice and long, and describe everything that's going on in the detail. Then try to find local car clubs within that forum or Facebook groups, or just talking to people that you know. Maybe you have a friend, a cousin, a coworker that's also in car clubs, and you can talk to them and segue your way in through that person. And then just be very active, talk to them, build relationships, pay for the sponsorship perhaps, build rapport and relationships with the actual people in that car club, and have them promote your business because you're sponsoring them. You give them a free detail, you give them a discount, whatever it may be, but you are very localized and it is targeted towards car people. So with these types of services, you're looking at, in my experience, you're looking at more of those, paint correction type services, because these people actually, care a bit more about their car and how it looks. So they're a bit more interested in making sure the outside looks good because they want to show their car off. That's my experience. Maybe in some other forum cities, it could be more of interior or something like that. But in my experience, it is mostly for paint correction or wash and wax. That's going to be more on the exterior aesthetic side of things. So hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you take action on this, because not a lot of people that I've seen around take too much action on this type of information, and it's there. I mean, it's there. It's just about looking, seeing who's there, how much it costs, who the people are, and then putting in the work. So this is definitely one method you can use. Maybe you're already like halfway in, and you just gotta like kind of refine your methods a little bit to really gain some great results from this. So leave your comments down below if you need any more help or if you have any suggestions for me. Like this video, subscribe, always check that show more box down below to start or grow your car detailing business, and then I'll see you on the next one.